What up YouTube, it's your boy Override XX here, and basically I'm making this video as like basically a summary of my 7 months, 8 months, I think we're seven, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 8 months so far of trading. So the first month, that was probably the first 2 months were probably the hardest months. Didn't know what it was. It was just writing, note taking, writing, note taking. Like I was writing and note taking at the same time. Like the first 3 weeks in that month, that's when I actually started to look at the charts and look at price action. And then I really started to trade in January. January was when I actually started. I was watching TJR boot camp, just watching his boot camp, just doing what he says, doing studies outside of that boot camp, and each and every time I would read about something, there would always be another question that pops up. And for some reason, each and every time, like there's a question and I search it up, it brings me up to a whole nother article or whole different theories, and I was just learning all of them, just eating them up, just putting them in my brain, just putting them in my brain. And then after I got all the info I felt I needed, I was like 3 months in, right? I was like, okay, this is easy. Let me open a demo account. Boom, let me start trading. I know everything. Open a demo account. First demo blown. Second demo blown. Third demo blown. I'm like, yo, that's like an extra month in. So I'm like 4 months in. I'm like, yo, why do I keep blowing this demo account? Then I reached the part in TJR and he starts talking about risk management and all that. I'm like, what is risk management? I look up the lot size calculators, helps me calculate risk. The one I used to use was securities.o. Now I use something else since I'm trading futures. But I started doing calculator risk, and that's when like my trade style started to improve. And then next, it needed to be the trading plan. At first, I had no trading plan. I was literally like a scalper. I would just look for when it looks like market is going up, going down, boom. But then my analysis was what matters. My technical analysis. I know there's some traders out there who trade without a technical analysis, but trust me, when you use technical analysis, it improves your game. You feel me? It improves your trading game. So I started to use a technical analysis along with some of the SMC/ICT concepts. I know a whole lot of people out there like ICT is a fraud, ICT is this. But for me, so far, well, not really ICT, just SMC concepts. So far, that's been seen to what's been working for me. Looking for high areas of interest, um, finding imbalances in the market that help tells me what the market wants to do. Different sessions telling me different things, but somehow all those different things all correlate with one thing. That's the thing. Like within like my 8 months of trading, I've noticed that most of the time it's not even like the strategy that's bad. Like I could use a, like what really makes trading struggling, like people struggle in trading, I think is the fact that it's mental, you know? And 90% of humans out there don't want to do the work, especially when it's like in your mind, cuz you literally have to tell yourself that I'm the one doing something wrong, over and over and over again. And I can see how people get tired of that. Because honestly, I got tired of that. Each and every time I would try to blame the market, I would blame blame the market, blame news, blame all that. But now that I've grown into like a mature trader, like looking back on the trades I took, because I like to review each and every time I take a trade, I like review. I started to see like, yo, there were clear signs that this was going to happen, but I just didn't pay attention to the signs and decided to blame the market and the candles when they were literally showing me what I needed to see. You feel me? But because of my ego or whatever it was, I just didn't see them. But now that I've seen those different things, I feel like I'm ready. I might get a funded soon, a funded account, start trading with real money. I, I might, I should, um, I know people say to start with a live account before moving to funded, but let's be honest, I'm trading futures, I'm 18. Do you really, like, I'm better off paying $49 a month for a funded, well, 79, because that's how like average cost for a 50K funded. I'm better off paying that than risking my actual capital. You know. So yeah, if I get that, I'm pretty and very confident. I don't want to be too confident because like if I don't get the funded, it's obviously like whatever. But still, I'm really confident in myself, and I know I can make it trading. I know I can make trading my number one thing. The hours spent back testing, having no social life, and all of that, it all leads me to trading. I feel like trading was sent by God to me because the timing and circumstances in which I find out about it is phenomenal. If I had found out about trading 5 years ago, I don't think I would have taken it seriously. 8 years ago, I don't think I was taking it seriously. Even just 3 years ago, I wouldn't have taken it seriously. But the fact it was introduced to me last year, the moment where, I was at mentally and physically my lowest, the moment where we literally had just moved from Maryland, like the moment where I had like no distractions besides obviously this bad boy. That was my only distraction. But I had minimal distraction, minimum social life. That's when trading decides to present itself to me, and I took it. And when I took it, I did know, like, obviously, it's not gonna be a get rich quick thing. I'm gonna have to sit down. I'm gonna have to study. At first, when I was saying all that, it sounded easy. I was like, yeah, yeah. I'll just wake up. I'll just wake up every day. I'll just wake up at 6 a.m. Just study. Just look at the charts. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm done for the rest of the day. Millionaire. Boom. But nope. That's not how it went. Woke up. I woke up. I'm like, yo, okay, so like 6, 7 a.m. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Mind you, like I didn't even know what I was looking for in the market. I had all the concepts, I had all the idea, I had the mind, the will. I knew what I knew what the things were. But I'm like, yo, what am I even looking for? I see a giant I see a giant candle. I'm like, whoa, there's the order block. There's the order block. Yo, we just created a fair value gap. What now? What now? Oh, I know price is gonna come down to this area of support. Price comes down to the area of support, but the question is, what now? What does it want to do now? And it's when I got to that point, I was like, yo, I don't think trading is for me. But then I'm like, is anything really for anyone? How would Michael Jordan know basketball was for him, or know if he was meant to be the GOAT, if he never physically and mentally tried his best each and every single training session, each and every single game? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try my best each and every day. Each and every time I'm training, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to take my time. Obviously, the first 4 months, it's just you yapping. It's just like you manifesting. But here's the thing: manifestation doesn't work without action. Like I would say it, and I started to say it. I would slowly make myself start to do it. Slowly make myself start to follow my trading plan. Slowly go from like 5+ trades a day to 5 trades a day to 4 trades to 3 trades. By the end of the month, I was taking only 1 trade a day, and I was doing that consistently. All the urges of taking more than 1 trade, it just vanished. It was just gone. So I'm like, okay, that's one part of my plan, 1 trade a day. The next part, figure out how I can put all of these useful information together. So I started moving, putting them together, putting this and that together, putting this and that together. When this and this happens, this is likely to happen. But if it doesn't happen, what am I gonna do? And then I figured out what I was gonna do for each and every scenario. Wrote them down, studied them, read them over. Rewatched videos over. I probably rewatched TJR Bootcamp like 3 or 4 times. I know, crazy. Watch videos on SMC concepts, not just how it happened, how things in the market happen, but why they also happen. So like 5 months into trading, I'm just doing good. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that when I trade in particular time, the market just goes crazy. At first, I would try to catch those crazy impulsive candles until I realized they were news candles. Those were caused by news events. So when I quickly learned that they were like kind of unpredictable, I had to switch. So I switched the game. I switched my flow up. Stopped trading news. Stopped doing all that. And now we're kind of here at 8 months in, locked in. Within the 8 months, I've probably fallen off like 5 to 6 times. But what matters is that I keep getting back up and I keep doing it and I keep going and I keep on pushing. Oh, boy, yawning. But anyways, I will be a profitable trader. I do know that for sure. I will have a C7 and I will be a millionaire, bro. Like I don't even trade for the money. It's just like my main focus is just getting it locked in. That's why you see I've been paying the patient and long game. Can you imagine demo trading for 7 whole months? That is actually crazy. I don't think I've seen anyone who does that, because 7 whole months just demo trading. Like you're doing it, but you can physically see you can like mentally see your progress and process, because you can physically see it, because at the end of the day you're not making or losing real money, you feel me? But like I can see the progress that I know, like I'm actually going somewhere and I'm actually doing something. And even though some people might laugh that it's just a demo trade, but to me that demo trade means a whole lot more. It means a whole lot more than just a demo trade. That demo trade is like my paths to success. You feel me? It's like um when doctors are like getting ready, or surgeons whatever are getting ready to be surgeons. You see the new VR that's coming out, like they re-practice and retest on dummies and obviously dead bodies or whatever, over and over and over again. But it's because of that repetition and all that allows them to come into the field as already an expert. You feel me? So I believe that by doing this, when I do get my funding, which would be very soon, probably not before 2026. I hope not. Depends on my job getting. but I will be not an expert, not a pro, but medium, medium, medium. Yeah. The whole process, the whole thing has been very stressful, but the funny thing is with all this stress, I actually enjoy doing it. It's something I actually like doing. So that's pretty good. And I'm gonna end this video and see you guys in the next video. Might do some more psychology. Who knows? Alright.